I'm going to tell you why sex is important in a relationship. So stay tuned, don't move, don't go anywhere, because we do have in this video a lot to discuss. Now, why is sex important? Why is it important in a relationship? Now, first of all, without sex, a relationship cannot survive. Your relationship will never survive without sex. If you don't have sex, if you don't like having sex, if you're a woman and you're not into sex, then relationships are not for you. When men, if you're entering a relationship with a man, maybe you're entering a relationship with a fellow woman. Things are happening these days. But then now, if you're entering a relationship with a man, men survive with sex. It's sex that survives men. Men cannot live without sex. You need to know one thing about men is to men sex is a stress reliever. Now I will tell you a few things I will tell you a few reasons of why sex is important in a relationship. Sex is a stress reliever to a man. Every man needs sex. Sex is a stress reliever. Sex is like a gym. Sex has a way of connecting the two lovers together, connecting the two of you together. Sex is a way of communication, of body communication. But the bodies, when the bodies attach each other, and there's really chemistry. It's not like it's a transaction. It's not the sexual transaction. But if it's a real sex that couples do have, and there is a connection, sex has a way of bringing the two people together. Sex has a way of lowering your high blood pressure. Sex has a way of relieving your anger. If you're having anger issues, if you're having all that kind of anger issues, a woman has a way of calming down the man, because whenever she speaks to him calmly, and she knows how to approach him and talk to him properly, the man usually, because we work with imagination, so he imagines having sex with her, he imagines the feeling that he has, then that psychologically automatically calms him down. So sex is very good. Sex is very important in a relationship. So make sure that if you enter a relationship, you know that you're gonna satisfy. And they usually even say, they always say when they're talking to the people, married couples, when they're about to get married, that never turn your back against your partner. Never show your partner a back, of which is so true. So true. If you never turn your back against them, it's not. Now I'm not making it to look like the man is the king and he has to be, whether you want it or not. You need to know your man's times. You need to know the times that your man wants the sex. If you usually have it thrice a week, if you usually have it 5 times a week, you will know. If you usually has it once a week, you will know your partner. You know your partner. And also men, you guys, don't just jump on a woman and just have sex with her when she's not even in the mood, when she's not even horny, when you didn't even foreplay her, when you didn't even do nothing. You need to take care of the woman and take care of her before you have sex with her. You need to make her horny. You need to turn her on. Say things that she want to hear. Fulfill your promises. Don't just promise things and then women hate when you say things and you don't, when you promise things and you never fulfill. Women hate that. So make sure that you really do keep her happy. Keep her happy. Now, women, before you have sex with a woman, women have 3 stages that you need to go through in order to have sex with them, to satisfy them and to give them an orgasm, and to make sure that you explode them, and to make sure that they reach their climax or they get their orgasm. You go through stages. Now the first stage is they've got brakes. They have brakes. Secondly, they've got accelerators. Now, if you ignore the first stage, which is the brakes, going through her brakes, breaking through through this first stage, you will never succeed. You will never succeed with the other stages. Now, stage number three is the things that you need to do to get her while you're having sex things that you need to do. Accelerators are it includes foreplay and all that kind of stuff and arousing her. And then the third stage includes a lot of things that you do while you're having sex in order to help her, make her reach her orgasm. But then now you need to know exactly that sex is very important in a relationship. It's important. Without sex, no relationship can survive. Your man, you'll never keep him. Your man will never stay. Especially men. Men love sex. Men love sex. Without sex, men love two things. Men love two things. If you're in a relationship, you need to know this. Men love two things. Men love food. Men love food and they love sex. Those are two things that men love. And money. Money is the third thing that they love. But first of all, they love their food. Secondly, they love their sex. And then they need to have money. Now, the reason why they always believe in having money is because they believe that money can buy all of that. Money can buy sex, money can buy food. So they believe in having all of that. If a man could survive without, if a man could get the food and could get the money for free and could get the sex for free, it's available 24/7. He doesn't need to buy food and he doesn't need to get set to pay for sex to satisfy a woman with finances, with paying bills in order to get sex. Then he wouldn't be even bothered with food, with money. He wouldn't be bothered with money. But the reason he's so obsessed over money, wanting to make money, wanting to become rich and wealthy, is to be able to make sure that he provides himself with the two things, which is food and sex. So these are the two things mostly important for a man in a relationship. So therefore, I've answered your question. Those are the reasons why sex is very important in a relationship. So make sure that you subscribe there at the bottom if you want to see more tips about sex. You subscribe there at the bottom. Also touch the bell button next to it to receive a notification to all my awesome videos that I upload to YouTube just for your education and for your empowerment. So straight to the point. There is a red button there. Hit the red button there, the subscribe button. Hit the like button if you like this video. And then go ahead and hit the bell button to receive a notification of everything that I said and everything that I post on YouTube. So do not forget to send in your comment if you want to share ideas and share and hear what we have to say about your idea. And send in everything that you want. Send in all your feedback. Send in everything, all the rubbish, everything that you need to send a comment. Send a comment in that box at the bottom there. Thank you so much for listening. Israel once again from English Cosmetics, hoping that you stay tuned to our beauty tips today. Israel once again from Egypt Cosmetics, hoping you stay tuned to our beauty tips today. Our topic today is what men actually look for in a woman. Last time we talked about all the 10 things that actually men need in a woman. We're going to discuss today the first one, which is men look for a mother in a woman. Why do men look for mothers in a woman? Women always tend to actually think that a man a man doesn't know what he's looking for. A man doesn't know what he wants. A man ends up cheating and doing all this kind of stuff. A man ends up leaving just because of no good reasons, just because he's childish, just because he doesn't know, or he doesn't have, was raised wrong and all that kind of stuff. He's a spoiled brat, he's a baby, he's a mommy's brat, mommy's boy, and all that kind of things. Women tend to call men names who actually misbehave. But the question here is, why is he actually misbehaving? There are several reasons, as we saw in the previous video, that there are 10 things that a man looks for in a woman. So the first one is a man looks for a mother. A mother, always a man. A man is a person who is always grows up attached to the mother. As we all know, mothers are always close to their sons. When a mother gives birth to a son, a mother sees everything in her husband, in her all her previous love life and all the previous, especially when a man moves on, moves out, passes away and gets sick and all that kind of stuff, and he can't be able to fulfill the man's duty in a house or in a home. The women usually, mothers tend to transfer that kind of relationship to their sons. They realize that my son is the only one who I can trust. My son is the only person who will always be there for me. My son, what? Because they usually see the image of their husbands or their men in their sons. So that is why actually men actually get so hooked and attached to their mothers. So the question here is actually, why do men look for their mothers? Why do men look for their mothers in a woman? Since a man is usually very attached to the mother, they tend to want to keep that relationship. It really doesn't matter which other woman takes over and which, as long as that relationship is still standing and it's still around. So you find like men usually, if a mother used to cook, the recipes that the mother used to cook and all that kind of stuff, how she used to dress up and how she used to carry herself and conduct herself, that's the exact woman that a man looks for in a woman. A man will go out there looking for that is where you find actually women are always clashing with their mothers-in-law. Why? Because of one reason. These are two women that are actually pulling the man apart. They're both trying to find favor in this man. So the mother-in-law usually finds this new woman pulling her son away, and this usually tends to break the mother's heart to an extent where she starts actually choosing women for her son. But actually it shouldn't be like that, because women tend to have this competition inside of themselves, thinking, okay, they've got this kind of vibe of a man snatcher. Such type of women are the ones who took my men. Such type of women are the gold diggers who corrupted my husband and all that kind of thing. So because of the past relationship a mother has with women who actually corrupted her husband, now she tends actually, because she transferred all this trust and everything and relationship into her son, so she tends actually to use that same attitude towards whoever that comes to take this son away. The same attitude she had with her husband is the same attitude she carries onto the son. So whichever woman that comes into the son's relationship to take away the son, it actually tends to aggravate the mother. Because this whole thing, actually, this new woman tries to bring back all the past and all the misery that actually the mother went through. Because since it's the son that's always been there, the son that she put all her trust in, is being taken away. Therefore, she tends actually to create a vibe towards against this new woman, and then that's where the clash comes in. So how do we solve the issue of a man looking for his own mother in a woman? I'm not implying that a woman should become a babysitter. No, I'm not saying babysit the man and all that kind of things. Women don't like to be babysitters. But at the same time, a man is not looking for a babysitter, no. A man needs a woman who actually will understand him and love him and accept him as the mother does, as the mother did. So by that, if he fails actually to find it in all that in a woman, he tends to actually miss his mother and actually go back to his mother during the weekends and have her meals and have all that kind of stuff that the mother used to do. So this, if you really as a woman you want to actually break down this cycle, then you better actually up your game and start learning what the mother used to do for the son, the recipes that the mother used to make, the outfits that the mother, everything, the mending the clothes for the man, doing all that kind of stuff. Cook for him. Don't feed him with takeaways. Cook for him. Build a good relationship with your mother-in-law. Let your mother-in-law be in good books with her. Let her teach you, let her tell you, let her advise you, let her give you tips of how to treat her son, then you will actually eventually have your husband right in your armpits. Well, you know every woman would love that. So I'm trying to give you the tips, things that actually will keep your man hooked, and he will never look outside. He will never go away. He will never go, even if he does go away, because women are out there. Women out there are devourers. They're like lions. They're seeking for who they may devour. So if your man is hooked, he'll go be tempted, but at the end of the day, he will know exactly where to come back home. I'm not saying it's okay that he cheats. No, but if these things happen, if he happens to be, if should anything happen of this kind, the man will always be hooked home. He'll always be knowing where to go back, and he will always break it up as before it even begins. So always make sure that you know exactly what your man loves to eat. You know exactly you know exactly what to do if his shoe is broken. You know exactly what to do if he needs give him a massage, give him do all that kind of stuff. So a man needs to be pampered. A man needs to be basically a woman. If you're a woman and you're in a relationship, you're basically a mother. You're a mother to that man. He's a father to you. Yeah, that's how it is, period. You're a mother. Why do I say that? The reason I say that is because a mother, as a mother, if you jump into a category of a mother, is where you need to hold him. When you need to ask him how the day was, you need to us all the time, be interested in what he does, be interested in his hobbies, be interested in be a mother. Everything that a mother should do, be there to replace it, cover it, hold him in bed, warm him up, do all that, take him don't just look for attention and look for being handled, being treated like a baby. Well, show him those things first, and in return he will show them back to you. Men are like teenagers, men are like kids. Whatever that you give them is what actually by default they give back. So make sure that if you really want your man to get hooked, do everything that his mother does. That's number one tip. A man looks for his mother. Is the right place for you. This channel has got everything that you need. This channel has got everything that you've been looking for in life. This channel has got all that you need how to teach you how to go run your life, and how to go about your daily living every day, and how to go through life in an easy way, in a very adventurous way, and in a very loving way, and in a very encouraging way, and in a very inspiring way regarding other people. So this channel is for you. This channel is for you. Don't go anywhere. Don't change the channel. Sit still. Go through all the videos and try and get your life better. Teach yourself how to do things. Teach yourself how to go through life. Teach yourself how to encourage others, and teach yourself how to be a useful person in this life that you're given by the Almighty. Thank you. Israel once again from Egypt's Cosmos, hoping you stay tuned for our beauty tips today. Our topic is, what do a man want? What does a man look in a woman? Our second actually tip is men love to eat. Men love to eat. If you really want to know what's gonna hook your men in your house and in your arms, men love to eat. Make sure a man eats. How? Why do men eat? Men are like teenagers. Men are like kids. Men are like children. Men are like little girls. They love to eat. A man doesn't grow up. A man remains a teenager 24/7. Men's bodies are made out of muscle. Basically, a six-pack is what defines a man. And those six-pack actually need protein. When a man is hungry, his whole world tends to crash. Basically, there are two things that actually a man cannot do without. That's food and sex. Those are two things a man survives with. Two things. So make sure that you meet his needs in terms of food. Feed him. You learn how to cook. You have to know how to cook. A man will never actually have enjoy a woman, no matter how good you are in bed, no matter how you actually play your sex game, if a man is hungry, he will not perform in bed. His sex will not be active. He will not have good conversation. He will not enjoy whatever he does. He will not even enjoy you having you in his arms and all that kind of stuff. Get him full. Feed him. You know why all those mistresses outside actually get married men actually hooked? It's because there's never food in the house. The woman in the house never cooks. When a man goes out there and steps out there, out of the house, out there to the mistresses always have prepared food. They won't even ask money from him to go buy the food. They'll make sure that the meal is there. The meal is ready. The beds, everywhere smells good. She smells lovely. She's dressed up so good. Her hair is done. The makeup is on. Everything is done. The table is sorted. The food is ready. The glass of wine is there. Everything is sorted. The bedroom smells nice. The dining is so clean. Everything. The table is so smart. So all of these things give a man appetite. By the time he's actually done with the food, he actually wants to jump in bed with her. So food gives a man energy to have good conversation, energy to actually jump into that wallet and dig out all the cash and give it to you. When a man is full, a man gets to understand clearly, a man gets to laugh clearly, a man gets to do things with a clear mind, a man gets to be sexually active when he is full. So learn how to get a good. In my previous relationship, on our first tip on what a man looks for his mother, we mentioned actually something of a kind that you should actually get in a good relationship, getting good books with his mother in order to learn good tips of cooking and good recipes of what actually that man is used to and in his favorites from his childhood. Those things are very important. Don't just be a woman who feeds his man on takeaways, a woman who jumps in the kitchen and just boil eggs and all that, just those quick things. Learn how to cook. Learn how to prepare dishes for your man. A man will never be hooked if a woman doesn't know how to cook. Go join cooking groups, buy good cooking books, watch TV cooking shows and all that kind of stuff. Learn how to cook. Learn how to cook. A mistress will take your man away if you don't know how to cook. If you don't cook good food, you're not creative in the kitchen. You don't know how to come up with dishes and different kind of. These are the things that hook up men out there. These are the reasons why mistresses take your men away. Why? Because they know how to make food. By the time the man is full with the mistress and the mistress feeds him and the mistress gives him all kind of tasty dishes, next thing he feels is he wants to jump in bed with her. So make sure that your man walks out of your door when he's full. There is this one tip that I usually give to people who are trying to lose weight. When you're going out to do your shopping, avoid going out when you're hungry, because when you're hungry, you end up picking all the junky stuff that you actually don't need to eat. You don't need to put in your stomach, like the greasy stuff. That is when you've got appetite for all the greasy, all the juice, greasy, sticky stuff, all the pastries and all the cakes and all the cheesecake stuff, creamy, all that kind of stuff. But when you get out of your house, when at least your stomach is half full, you've eaten something, you're full. At least when you get into a store, you get to pick healthy stuff. You'll notice you'll come back with apples, you'll come back with bananas, you'll come back with all the kind of healthy stuff. Why? Because whenever you're hungry is where temptation is inevitable. So a man needs to eat. Make sure that your man doesn't walk out of that house when he's hungry. Feed him. Make sure you feed him. Don't feed him on unhealthy foods, because you don't want him to get out of shape. But feed him on healthy stuff. Find recipes that are good for men. recipes. Be interested in finding out what makes a man healthy, what boosts his immunity, what boosts his sexual activities, what boosts his sex life, and all that kind of stuff. Things. Feed him on that kind of food, and you will have your man hooked. Trust me. Follow my advice, my tips on what a man looks for in a woman, and all these tips actually are very good. All these tips, I've actually tried them with women who've been dumped and who've been left with kids, and they've applied these tips into their past relationships, and eventually their men came back. Men who divorces, women have get married again to men who divorce them again after implementing my tips in their relationships. So please do not, and even if you've lost your relationships, make sure that you follow these tips. Follow these tips very carefully and be committed to them. Don't not even be selfish and self-centered, and now let the self-centered character step in, and now it's all about you, and it's all about you. If you really want to implement these tips and you want them to work for you, forget about yourself for a moment. Put yourself aside for a moment, because right now this is not all about you. It's about making sure how we're trying to get this man hooked. The reason why he left you in the first place is because it was all about you. Everything was about you. Me. Sometimes you need to put me aside. Put yourself aside and first be interested in what the other person wants. By being interested in his life, he'll actually start being interested in your life. Like I said from the beginning, it's make your business is how you treat him. His business is how he treats you. Everyone should focus on how he treats the other person. By that, he will actually trigger, by default, the other person will be interested in how they treat you in return. If you live together, are you struggling in your relationship? Are you struggling in your finances? Are you trying to save money but nothing is working? Are you trying to make life better but it seems like life is against you? Are you trying to learn new things, trying to get adventurous, trying to get somewhere where you want to be in life but nothing is seem to work? Well, you're getting in the right place. You're in the right place right now. You need to learn new things. You need to meet new. Hi, this is Israel from Egypt's Cosmos, hoping you stay tuned to our beauty tips today. Today's topic, we're still going on with the men. What do men like? And what are men looking for in a woman? So if you're a woman and you're really wondering what your man looks for in women or what he wants in women, this is the channel for you. Here's the topic. So our third tip about what a man wants in a woman is ego. We mentioned last time we mentioned two tips in the previous videos. Men look for a mother. Number 2, men loves eating. Number 3 today is men looks for someone who boosts his ego. A man has an ego. An ego is what keeps a man going. Without an ego, a man is nothing. So basically, a man needs an ego to boost himself amongst his friends, amongst his colleagues, amongst his buddies, amongst the community, amongst everyone, amongst women as well. So even though a man really is committed to a relationship, he still needs to boost his ego out there and show that at least women still want me and women still coming after me and chasing after me. Well, that's another case. But as women also feel like they still need, even though they're married or committed, they still need to have attention from outside. A little bit of attention does no harm. So that really makes a woman feel good. So a man, on the other hand, a man needs his ego to be boosted. If you need anything from a man, stroke his ego. What's an ego? An ego is that element in a man that was created in a man, the dominant element, domination, feeling like he can rock the world, feeling like he's on top of the world, feeling like he's in control of everything in his life. So that's basically an ego, or the pride, taking pride in what you are, in what you have. So even though you have nothing, you still have pride in having yourself and all that kind of thing. So without an ego, basically a man is nothing. So crush a man's ego, and you really put him in his corner. Now, I'm not giving you women a license to go ahead and crush a man's ego, but now that you found out what exactly crushes them. But if you really want to keep your man and keep him around and keep him, pampering you and taking care of you and giving you attention and all that kind of stuff, stroke his ego, boost his ego, tell him how handsome he is. Don't stop telling him how important he is in your life. Don't stop telling him little things, like for instance, if guests come around in your house, right, and then you're busy guys chatting, or maybe you're having a meal, and people go ahead and say, really, this tastes so good. How did you come up with this? You can cook. Just point it out and say, oh, it was actually Mike's idea that we should add this. Or can you believe, John, when I told John to pick up some spice from the store, he actually came up with this spice, and I used it, and it's try and stroke his ego. That little thing actually boosts him and makes him love you more than ever. Unlike when people are around, there's a conversation going on, and then you go like, oh yeah, Mike also, Mike is, guys, he can't even do this, he can't even wash dishes, I'm used to him by now, he can't even pick up his socks, and man, anyway, I'm used to that. That doesn't strike a man's ego. Stop making negative comments in front of people about your man when he's sitting right in front of you. Compliment him, and don't just compliment him, but mean it. Like he's sitting there. Compliment him. Send remarks in front of him. All that stuff actually boosts a man's ego. You don't want him to end up being complimented by someone else out there, but some other woman out there. Women out there know how to play this game, and complimenting men, stroking their ego, is number one tactic that they use to get their men into their bedrooms. So these women usually compliment them. Oh, you look so handsome. Wow, your wife is so lucky to have you. Wow, I'm so happy. Whenever I'm with you, I feel so safe. I feel so comfortable. I feel all those little remarks stroke a man's ego. Stroke his ego from morning. When you wake up in the morning, well, you look handsome, darling. What are you gonna wear today? I love that black suit. It goes well with your complexion. Compliment him on a daily basis. That way, he will also learn to compliment you. He will also learn to imagine when you say, "Oh, wow, that haircut! I love that haircut. You really look handsome with that haircut." He will go ahead and say, "Oh, wow, babes, thank you. You also look nice in your outfit." So it becomes, if you really want it from your man, start giving it to him. Start it first before it. You don't have to wait for it from him. Do it to him. Compliment him. Give him all the kind of remarks. Don't worry whether he's gonna take them and use them against you. That's some other story. We'll get there. We'll cross the bridge when we get there. But as for now, kill him with compliments. Compliment him. That's the only way to boost a man's ego. Tell people how your life changed when you met him. Your life changed for the better, not for the worse. So stop those negative remarks. So even if there are negative things that actually involved regarding your relationship, do not try and do not look at it from the negative point of view. try to look for the positive things out of a relationship. Say, for instance, if someone shows you a glass that is halfway with water, someone will ask you, is it half full or is it half empty? Now, most people who are negative will always say it's half empty. But those positive people will always say it's half full. So always try and look for the positive out of it. Definitely there are positive things out of it. Even though he went outside and he made someone pregnant, even though he went and cheated on you, even though he went and did this or that, there are good things that actually he did. He's been supporting you. He's been paying for rent for all these years. He's been calling you and he's been waking up in bed with you. He's been doing all that kind of stuff. I'm not actually trying to take a side and take the man's side because I'm a guy. No, I'm trying to give you the perspective of how a man views a relationship, how a man sees a relationship. And as a man, I would love my woman to compliment me, and in front of people, compliment me. Not tell people how I come home late, how I don't even take car out. Oh, I wish my husband or my boyfriend could buy me that. I wish my man could take me to such places. Oh, my man is and he's just standing in front of you. Well, all such kind of remarks crush a man's ego. So that's our third tip. Stroke the man's ego. Stop crushing it. Stop shouting at him in front of people. Stop insulting him in front of people. Stop telling people how he's not good in bed. Stop telling your friends how he doesn't do things, how he doesn't do them right, how you missed your ex and how you do. Stop that. So compliment the man and give the best to the man. If you see there are negative things that he has on it, usually we do see these things from the beginning, but we choose anyway to go ahead with a relationship anyway. So you saw these things say for instance, if he takes you out on the first date to a restaurant, then if he receives a phone call, then he takes the phone and goes and answer it from outside. Definitely that.
Are you browsing on that world map for your favorite destination during holidays? Cape Town is your best choice. Filled with rocky mountains, Table Mountain is our most tourism attraction, and not to mention Robben Island. Woodstock being one of the neighborhood suburbs, spending time relaxed at the coolest corners situated there will leave you with memories to tell. Spend your holidays in the city of Cape Town and enjoy the African warm experience Mother City has to offer. When it comes to hospitality in Cape Town, hotels in Woodstock next to the Table Mountain will offer the most awesome view, allowing you to take an afternoon walk around the bottoms of the Rocky Mountain. Safety in the city of Cape Town is the #1 priority to ensure that visitor as well as citizens are free to jog and take walk freely without worrying about their well-being. Have you visited the top of the Table Mountains yet? What of riding those boats that take off from the waterfront? The Cape Town experience is one that will leave you with nothing but memories to tell. Catch your next flight and get to your favorite destination, which is the mother city of Cape Town today.
Hi, Israel once again from Egypt's Cosmos, hoping you stay tuned to our beauty tips today. Today's topic is still about what men are looking for in women. Our fourth tip is the W questions. W questions. Remember our previous videos, we mentioned #1 tip, which is men is looking for a mother in a woman. #2 tip was man loves to eat. #3 tip is man loves to boost his ego. #4 today is the W question. What are the W questions? W questions are the when, how, who, and what. Those are the questions that a man doesn't like to be asked. I'm not implying that we should look at only the men's side of you and what they love and what they don't love. But at the moment with these videos is about how to keep a man happy. This is the main topic. Our main topic is how to keep a man happy, how to keep him around from being taken by other women, how to keep him around from going out to get baby mamas, how to keep him around that even if he has baby mamas, how to break contact with them and stick by you. Do you want to keep your man? Then follow these tips. They really work. Even though right now they don't seem actually pleasant to you at the moment, but I know with experience that I've had with other women using my tips, it has worked for them and they're extremely happy at the moment in their relationships and marriages. So follow my tips. They're extremely beneficial. So our fourth tip, which is W questions. These are the questions that you don't ask a man. If it is important that actually if you have to ask a man where he's been, with who he's been, and what he's been doing, find a good way, a very smart way of bringing up the question. Say, for instance, you wouldn't want to ask your man, where were you when I was looking for you? No. Obviously, he'll get shocked and he'll be like, okay, who do you think you are in this relationship? Are you the one wearing the pants or what? So you don't ask that. Say, for instance, you want to find out who he was with. And you go like, honey, who are you with? I heard someone in the background when I called you. Who was that? No, you don't ask such questions. Where have you been? No. When did you knock off at work? Oh, those questions sound very rude. Avoid the W questions. They sound very rude. How do you go about such questions if you want to find out what a man has been about? So if you want to find out where he's been, okay, you can rub his back, take your time and rub it. The same way you don't want him to rush on you when he wants to have sex, is the same way you shouldn't rush on him if you want to find information out of him. Simple as that. You wouldn't feel right if he just jumps on you, grabs you without even arousing you, jumps on you and quick have sex with you and then drop you off and then fall asleep. You wouldn't want that. So don't follow the same procedure if you really want something out of a man, some information. Okay, first take your time, rub him, blah blah blah, make him a cup of tea, blah blah blah, and then you ask, honey, I looked at the time and it was, I missed you a lot, hey? I looked at the time that you knock off, and then I was wondering, okay, I wonder he usually tips me off when he's knocking off, and I was just a bit worried. By that, actually, you're meaning to ask a question, where were you? Simple as that. And if he's smart enough, he'll be like, love, are you trying to say where was that? So it's kind of a polite way of asking him where he was. Not, honey, where were you when no. That's one of the W questions that will not work in a relationship. Okay. Another question is, who was that? I saw that person you greeted. Who was that? Or over the phone, who is that? So all those questions are insecurity questions. I call them insecurity questions, curiosity questions, and you don't want to play those insecurity cards towards a man. A man hates an insecure woman. Insecure woman turns a man off. So find a good way to ask who was that over the phone. Wow, oh wow, is that one of your friends? I mean, I've never heard. Okay, so things like that. Do not straight away start a question with who. No, those are insecurity questions. Like I said, insecurity women turn off men. Don't be so insecure. So next one is what happened, such stuff. What happened when you were with them? What happened when you were with your friends? So it doesn't. It seems as if you really care or you're really concerned, but actually any question that starts with what, who, why, when, where, avoid such questions. You might seem as if I'm coming a little bit hard on you, but then right now, if you're in a position where you lost your man, or you're in a position where you're about to lose your man, these are the things that actually you should consider and put into consideration and really see where you went wrong or where you go wrong. Because in most cases, actually, we overlook where wrong we go, and then we tend to actually to shift all the blame onto the man's side, which is very wrong. Because most of the times it's actually our fault. Say, for instance, if he actually offended you, you wouldn't want him to shift the blame on you. You would want him to look into himself and try and digest into where he went wrong and how he went about things. And if he didn't do them well, you would love him to apologize or say, honey, I did this wrong, so I'm very sorry, next time I'll make it better. That's what you would want. So make sure that you turn the eyes and look at yourself. Look into yourself and see where exactly you go wrong. Because right now, it's not about you. Let's not make it about you. Let's make it about the other person you don't want to lose in your life. Because right now, every blame that you shift on him is actually pushing him away. So we're trying to avoid that. We're trying to avoid pushing him away. And we will make sure that we keep him as close as possible. And by that, you have to turn your eyes into yourself and see exactly where you go wrong. Now, my point here is I'm trying to show you exactly what a man thinks, what he feels, and the things that cause him to run off, to run away. Most of the times we think the other person has to change, and in the meantime, you're the person who has to change. By you changing, your transformation will transform the other person. So such questions are at the moment, at that particular moment, you feel like the questions that actually have to be asked at that particular time. But actually, those are wrong questions. Avoid whenever you're about to approach him with in any situation or wanting to find information out of him. Consider first how you're going to put your question, because that's what matters the most. Some men are actually very angry. They are very angry at that particular. Sometimes not even with you, but it's from work or it's from friends or it's things that are happening out there. Oh, he's broke. He doesn't have money. He doesn't know where money is going to come from. Then the last thing that he really needs is for you to put more pressure on him. And such questions actually they show an approach of pressurizing questions, pressure, insecurities. So when you show pressure and insecurity, you kind of put him in a position where he starts panicking. He starts to panic. So when you ask, honey, where were he panics? When he panics, he lashes out. In all this happens inside of him. So a man's world, 95% of a man's world happens inside of him. He never reveals it on the outside. Women reveal. Women shout, women talk, women lash out, and then after that it's done. She's forgotten about it. Men are different. Men don't lash out. A man's world happens inside. If he's really disturbed and he locks himself inside. One of my previous videos that I've uploaded in this month talk about talk about a man, how different a man is from a woman. And some of those differences that I explained in that video, one of them is that when a man gets disturbed, he gets into his cage with his toys, which are the remote control or a PlayStation or a phone or a soccer ball or a beer or a glass of wine or such stuff. He locks himself in a cage where he sits and is quiet and is just in there saying nothing. In that cage, he usually processes his situation and his issues in that cage, where most of them don't actually get a chance to come out. So if you want to watch that, go through our videos, go through the playlist, and then you will come across that video. But then back to the point is such questions, and they put a man into a panic mode. He panics. When he panics, then he steps into his cage, then he starts that's when he shuts out on you, and then he goes into his cage, he drugs his toys. Sometimes he will drug some entertainments, which are the sluts or prostitutes. He doesn't care whether he doesn't care about actually having a relationship with them, as long as the prostitutes will be one of his toys. So you avoid putting a man into his cage, because that's when he drags mistresses, when he gets mistresses and all that, those are the toys that he drags into his cage. Avoid putting a man into his cage. And one of the things that put him in a cage is when he panics. Panicking is caused, what causes the panic is those W questions. So avoid W questions. That's the fourth tip of how to keep a man happy and how to keep him from being taken away from other women.
Is your hairstylist telling you the whole truth about hair growing secrets and maintenance? In fact, Injib's hair product is the whole truth and nothing but the truth. Injib's product maintains weaves, Brazilian and human hair extensions. Is your wedding coming soon but your hairline is a total mess? What kind of a party, event or function are you soon attending? Injib's product is the real deal when it comes to restoring damaged hairline. Find Injib's products at New Look Cosmetics in Epping Industrial, Cape Town, where they supply a variety of wholesale hair products. Find Injib's products at Jabula Cosmetics in the Golden Acre, Cape Town. Find Injib's products at A to Z Amani Cosmetics in Mowbray, Cape Town. Don't forget your Injib's products for your next hairdo. Remember, Injib's hair product is the whole truth and nothing but the truth.
Hi, Israel once again from Injib's Cosmetics, hoping you stay tuned for our beauty tips today. Our topic today is how to keep a man. Our fourth tip is friends. In our previous videos, we mentioned the 4 tips, and today we're on the 5th tip, which is friends. What are friends? How are friends important in a relationship? A man's friends important in a relationship, or how do they damage a relationship? Okay, when you come into a relationship with your man, first thing is you find him with things, and one of those things is friends. You find him with his friends. So should we say, are friends important are his friends important in this relationship? Well, most cases I would say yes, of which some of the cases I would say no. So how are they important in a relationship? Friends his friends are actually important to him because he knew some of his friends he met them in high school long before he met you. Same way he cannot actually break you up with your friends. It's the same way you should actually leave him with his friends. His friends are always there to cheer him up. His friends are always there to give him advice. His friends are always there to relax him and go out with him and do all kind of stuff with him. Enjoy his hobbies with his friends, watch soccer with his friends, do things with his friends. And so if you actually get into this relationship and you happen to actually try to make changes, just like women love to do. Women love to actually alter a man's life when they move into a relationship, first thing they do is, okay, I don't like that hairstyle, that has to go. I don't like that, those friends have to go. I don't like this, it has to go. That haircut has to go. This has to go. Smoking has to go. Drinking has to go. So all that kind of stuff, mother-in-law has to go. All that kind of stuff. A man never looks for someone who alters his life. He doesn't look for someone to change him. He looks for someone to accept him completely the way he is. Someone who's going to walk his journey of life together the way he is. So if it's his choice to change, show him. Do not tell him to change. Show him how to change. You start changing yourself. Show him how. Well, at the same time, when we talk about changing, that will be another topic on its own. Change. Don't try and look into what you're changing on you, because most men actually love the woman that they fell in love. That the woman they met from the beginning is the woman that they actually love. So the changing that I'm talking about is what the preferences that he has on a woman. If he comes up with an advice, or he comes up with an opinion of maybe you should try this, maybe you should try, that's a good thing if it comes out of him. Why? Because instead of him going outside and look for it, then it's actually a good thing that he opens up to you and he tells you what actually triggers him, or what that is actually a good way of communicating. That's a good man. So that's the changing I'm talking about. If it comes from him, then try and make some changes. That's a good thing. But don't make changes of insecurity changes of he's looking at girls, blonde girls, so let me go ahead and also bleach my hair. He's looking at the yellow bone girls, so let me go ahead and also bleach my skin. Those are not the changes I'm talking. Those are bad changes. So back to the topic. A man doesn't want to change him. You do the changing for the better, do the things that he loves, and then he'll start doing the things that you love in return. So why you should let him keep his friends? One thing, because a man loves to go out on his own. He doesn't love a clingy woman. A clingy woman is a turn off. Go have your own friends. Go do your thing. If a man doesn't let you do your own thing and have your own friends, then he's obsessed. That's obsession. That's not love. Love is never obsessed. Lust is obsessed. One of our videos that talk about the difference between love and lust, I mentioned that love actually never obsesses. Love lets someone live his life or her life. Love lets someone live their life, be with whoever they want to, do whatever they want to. Lust, on the other hand, which is the opposite of love, but though they seem to be on the same side, that one becomes possessive, obsessed. Lust obsesses about a woman. She can't be with someone. She can't be with somebody else. She can't go out with who. What is she saying? All that is lust. If I lust on you, I'll be my love for you will be your body. How we get it on in bed, how we do your body. So if I find out that you cheated or you're trying to cheat, I will lash out. I will become possessive. Why? Because I don't love you. I lust on you. Now that is where it becomes now a problem. When you actually won't let him hang out with his friends, then that will be lust. It will not be love. If it's love, you will let him go out and do what he wants. And if he loves you, he will also let you do the same. So friends are a part of his life. He needs to have his friends. Don't separate him from his friends. Just join the gang. You can't beat them, join them. join them, get to know his friends, hang out with them when they're watching soccer. They don't be so clingy. Even there, don't show that he's mine. You can grab him and sit on him and kiss him and in front of other people. Don't show all those insecurities. All those are insecurities. Don't be so clingy. Hold him and hold in front of. No, those are clingy stuff. Be just his friend. One of the other tips actually that are on the list is friends, but we'll get there in the next video. So I don't want to break up the next tip inside of the other tip. So give him space. Let him be a friend at that moment. Be a friend. Don't bring in that whatever. Be a friend. Let him hang with his friends. Let him, you guys have fun, a friend fun. Understand? So let him be with his friends. Let him offload. Let him have fun. Let him go wild. Let him do things and that actually he used to do before you came into his life. Don't try to change him. If those things are the bad ones, then it's a different case. I'm not saying that, but still keep him. Don't tell him what you want. No, you know what I mean. Is if he used to have fun and go out and go to picnics and go do things, and especially when his friends are still single and they're not yet married or they don't have girlfriends. Most women actually, they find it tough to let their men go hang out with their friends who are still single. All those are insecurities. Showing that you're insecure. He could be what are they talking about? They could be introducing him to other girls and all that kind of stuff. That's insecurity stuff, and insecurities is a turn off to a man. So let the man have friends. Let him go out. Let him go out. Let him have a boys nights out alone without you. That actually it makes him realize how you give him freedom. When you give him freedom, the obsession disappears. That's number one trick, right? If you want an obsession to disappear, introduce freedom. If you want someone to be obsessed, put them in a cage, lock them up in the cage, take away their freedom. Did you notice a teenager, when you were once a teenager, and they told you not to hang out with this boy, not to hang out with this girl, not to hang out with these people? That's when you actually don't smoke, don't drink. That's when you actually were so curious to want to go and find out why exactly they tell you not to do this. So what? Obsession is obsession is not in place until freedom is taken away. So freedom, where there's no freedom, obsession dominates. So if you want to get rid of obsession, introduce freedom. Then the other thing that actually I would want to remind you, did you notice when you used to date those in your teens, and you're just sneaking out with your girlfriend or your boyfriend, you're just sneaking out, things were actually so fun. Things were fun. Sex was fun. Everything was fun. But until now, the whole world knew you, all the streets knew you, your parents knew you, and you were free now to be with someone. Then all of a sudden, the interest left. There was no interest. It wasn't interesting at all. It was so boring. Why? Because where there's freedom, obsession disappears. So if you don't want your man to be obsessed out there, give him freedom. Give him freedom. Sit him down and tell him, look, honey, I love you so much, but as much as I love you, I can't watch over you 24/7. I can't put a cage around. I can't put a fence around you. So when you're out there, in case you're actually tempted to have sex with anybody else, please use protection. Now that is one thing women will never tell their men. Now why? Because of insecurities. So we're trying to deal with your insecurities in this particular video. So just tell him straight. He's gonna get shocked. He'll be shocked. He will say, "What? And when he's out there, he will always think about what you told him. Then by giving him freedom, you will remove the obsession. But the more you obsess and ask, remember our previous video was the W questions. Always asking him who, why, who was that, when was that? That pushes him into obsession, jumps him into an obsession mode. Then that's when you end up getting hurt. So stay away from all that obsession kind of stuff. Give him freedom. Let him be with his friends. Let him go out with his friends. Let him have fun. Let him go crazy. Let him do stuff. Let him do all that. He doesn't have to be with you in order to do them. No. Give him his space. Let him feel single. Let him feel all that kind of stuff. I know you wouldn't want to hear all of this stuff. You wouldn't want, according to how you were raised and how you understand what a relationship should be. But I'm giving you the facts. I'm giving you exactly how a man thinks. And according to how a man thinks, if you don't jump into his ways of thinking and start thinking as he thinks, you will be jumping from one man to another, because all men think exactly the same.
Just read it some.
You're gonna wear it so.
I can't, I like to
play around with it. Hi, Israel from Egypt's Cosmetics, hoping you stay tuned for our beauty tips today. Our next topic today is still about how to keep a man happy. The tip is breaking up period. Remember, we mentioned all the tips. First tip was a man looks for a mother in a woman. Second tip was men love to eat. Third tip was ego. Fourth tip was the W questions. The fifth tip was friends. And the sixth tip now is breakup period. Okay, what is a breakup period? When I say breakup period, I mean when a woman finds a man and they move into a relationship, he usually finds him with ex-lovers, ex-girlfriends, ex-wives, baby mamas, and all that kind. So then you find that the one who just comes in, the recent one, tends to actually mark her territories and all that kind of stuff, which actually kind of sometimes she ends up developing insecurities, and she ends up becoming nagging, she ends up becoming irritating, and without even knowing, she could actually find herself ruining her own new relationship. So how do we go about that? How do we solve that? Well, I've come up with solutions for you women, girlfriends, the girls, teenagers who are struggling with their boyfriend relationships and all that. So, okay, here's how to go about it according to my opinion, and I know a lot have actually followed these tips and they've actually saved their relationships in their lives. So, breaking up period it's very important that you give a man time to break up with our ex-lovers. Ex-lovers usually take a little bit of while to break away. Why? Because some of them have been in the man's life for a long time, for many years. And after being together, there are many things that actually tie them together, that bind them together. And those bonds, they've created a bond that ties them together, whereby it's not easily broken. These things go beyond physical. They go beyond physical appearance and physical things that most women actually focus on. These things relationship goes to an extent of being spiritual, being to the levels where by actually it's chemistry. Most of the times women call it chemistry. and they say, I don't feel any chemistry. There is no chemistry. There is no that chemistry is actually a spiritual connection between the two people. So the more people are together, the more spiritually they get connected. Women usually say they can't just have sex, a one-night stand sex, and without any strings attached, without hard feelings. Well, that's a woman's nature. She will always get attached when it comes to sexual intercourse and all that stuff. Why? Because there's a spiritual connection in a relationship. There's a physical one and there's a spiritual one. In one of my videos, in my previous videos, I mentioned how the spiritual life and the physical life, whereby spiritual life you end up actually living that kind of life, a spiritual life whereby it's tough when you break up with someone. It's actually you have to go through the stages of breaking up with them in the spiritual world. Why? Because when you're with someone, you've got a physical world and you've got a spiritual world. Now the spiritual world ends up binding, entangling on you and binding on you. If you actually don't take steps to break it up, break it away of yourself and break up with the person in the spiritual world, you actually will find yourself struggling to move on with the next relationships. Why? Because you're still tied up in the spiritual world. So for instance, you find that whoever that sleeps on your bed, whoever that comes on your bed runs away and never come back. I'm sure some of you guys out there have experienced this situation whereby every person you bring in your bedroom, on your bed, or in your blankets or in your covers, they run off and they never come back. Why? Because on that bed, on that same particular bed, there are spiritual attachments. There are strings attached from the spiritual world that actually bind on you. But in the spiritual, there is this vibe that whoever comes into your bedroom or on your bed, they struggle spiritually. They feel like, no man, it's not right. Something's not right here. So there's that spiritual vibe, that negative energy that pushes them away. Why? It's because in the spiritual world, the previous spirits that you've actually been in a relationship with are still claiming you. Your exes are still out there angry about the whole breakup that they had. They are hurt, they're disturbed, they're struggling, they're suffering, they're cursing you, they're saying, my ex, I don't want to see that woman again, I don't want to see that dude again, I don't want to see them again, they did hurt me so bad. So such stuff in the spiritual world, they are still having strings attached with you from the spiritual world. So meaning, you on your side, you'll actually find it very tough to move on to the next relationships. You'll struggle. Why? Because those spirits are still claiming you as their wife, as their girlfriend, as their partner, and all that kind of stuff. So the more the other side is busy crying and struggling to break, like that you hurt them and all that kind of stuff, the same way that same energy backfires spiritually and affects you on this side, and that energy will not let any new person in your life to be happy and to stay around. So those are all the things. If you're really looking at how to keep a man happy and how to keep him around, those are some of the things that we have to look at from the physical side of things and from the spiritual side of things. If you broke away with your exes and they left and you moved on, you don't just move on in the physical world. You have to break the spiritual world at the same time. Break them away from the spiritual world. That's why I usually say it's very important that you actually in good books with your ex. Make sure that you stay in contact, not a physical contact, but stay in good books. Make sure that both of you move on at the same time. Make sure that you solve your issues. sort out your issues. Sort out the talk, be in good books with your ex. That way, in the spiritual world, that relationship will break off in the spiritual world, whereby the other person doesn't have anything against you, doesn't have any curses over you, doesn't have any negative energy or vibes towards you, because those things end up affecting you. Back to the topic. Give a man time to break away with his exes. Say you found him with his exes, ex-lovers and all the baby mamas. Do not put pressure on him. Don't put pressure on him to break up with them. Why? Because he needs time. Give him time. He won't just wake up in the morning and give them a call and start breaking their hearts, telling them, look, I don't want to, look, I'm busy with someone else, I don't want to see you again. Most women, they expect their new boyfriends or bad men or whatever to just deal with that situation in such a manner. Men don't deal with such in such a manner. No, men usually take their time. As the new relationship establishes, as the new one establishes and settles in, then they start slowly breaking away. So the more they look at the new relationship and they feel like this can be trusted, I can trust this woman, this new woman. She's trusted. She's not insecure. I can build a life with this one. This one is alright. Then after he confirms that, of which that usually takes months, it could take even a year, depending on how you, the new woman in his life, you choose to speed up things. How confident you are, how comfortable you are, how you carry yourself, you as a person personally. So if you come with all the baggage from your ex, from your previous, all the insecurities and all that, it will scare this man off. He'll stick around, but he will want to still hang on to his 80-20% on the side. He will want to hang on his baby mama. In case things don't work out here, then he always has a backup. Men usually stick to their backup plans. Now, if you, the new one, don't take charge and show him that, look, you've moved into a comfort, I've brought comfort to you. I've brought you, this is what I have on the table, and it's much better. It's much better than what other women have been offering you. Then if you don't have that to offer, the man will hang on to the other women. Because he's still choosing out who's right, who's wrong, who's good, Now you need to show your game from the beginning. Show up your game from the beginning and show him, look, it's stable. This is stable. There's no stress here. There's no insecurities here. There's no baggage here. There's no past. My past, I left my past behind. I didn't come with it. And that way, the man will get time to start breaking up with the other previous, because there are reasons why he left the previous and to come look for you. There are reasons why. But now, don't now move in with your baggage and make it even more, and then make him even wish, I should have stayed with it. Better the devil you know than the angel you don't know. So give him, be comfortable. If he's still hanging with the baby mama, show him that you really don't like it. Show him you would prefer him breaking up with her, but then do not push the issue. Just be available. Be there. So, is she the one calling again? All right. Just sort things out. Sort them out. No, but what does she want? What? No, that scares the man off. So be confident, stay chilled. Inside you're burning, but on the outside, play it cool. Men love women who play it cool. Men love women who are chilled. Chilled is a turn on. When a woman is panicking, it's a turn off. And then the more he panics is the more he goes out and he gets comfort from his women outside. Now we want to bring him back. We want to keep him here. We want to keep him to ourselves. You want to keep him to yourself? stick to this tip. Don't ask too much questions. Don't ask don't ask who was that on it. Don't ask why she's still calling you. Don't ask why she's still texting you. There is a better way around to go about such. Stay tuned to my videos. You will learn tips. There's many ways, many tactics to go about messages that are coming in from outside, from women. The tips, I've got a lot of tips how to go about phone calls that he sneaks around to go pick phone. He comes home late, he comes up. There's a lot of tactics. Stick by me and you will learn a lot. So give him space. Give him time to break up. Give him time. So what you have to do is be available. Be there. Let him know that you're always there. Let him know that if he's disturbed, they're stressing him outside, baby mama is dramatic, you're there. You're there to give him a shoulder and to give him your breasts. Now, that's what you have to. You have to make sure that you get hold of him in such a manner. And then when you have him in your comfort zone, and he feels comfortable whenever he runs to you, he feels distressed whenever he's with you, then you'll have him all to yourself. Thank you so much for listening and watching, and stay tuned for our next videos, next tips. Next tip is next tip is changing, trying to change a man. Yes, that's our next video that's gonna be uploaded.
Is your hairline damaged from all the chemicals applied? Do you braid your hair too tight? Are you wearing a wig every day? Injibs Cosmetics Hair Care Range is the answer. Injibs range restores your hairline, moisturizing hair while giving it back its shine and elasticity. Injibs Hair Care Range has a variety of products including hair food, weave and braid stays, shampoos and many more. Find Injibs at your nearest cosmetic store at an affordable price. Restore your hair back to its natural condition today. When it comes to a woman who cherishes her beauty, a little bit of attention takes her a long way. Looking elegant, beautiful and stylish puts that puzzle together, but there's that one piece missing, and only to realize that Injibs is the answer. Answer.
Israel from Injibs Cosmetics, hoping you stay tuned to our beauty tips today. We're back again with the topic, how to keep a man happy. Our next tip is what is our next tip? The next tip is changing a man. Changing a man. That's our next tip. Our previous tip was giving him time to break up with the exes and all that. So our next tip is changing a man. What is about changing a man? Most women, when they enter a relationship with a man, their first goal to achieve, to have that man under their arms, armpits or whatever, or under their legs or what. First thing they think of is to change him. That hair has to go, that thing has to go, the alcohol has to go, that smoking has to go, that clubbing has to go, that those friends have to go, those in-laws have to go, that mother-in-law has to go, all that kind of stuff. A man doesn't want to change him. A man never looks for a man to change him, a woman to change him. A man looks for someone to accept him completely. He doesn't look for a woman to complete him. A man looks for someone to completely accept him the way he is. Yes. So most women, when they move in, they try so hard to make sure that they change him from what they see to what they want him to be. Is that a really good thing? Well, most women say a man doesn't know what he wants, so it's my duty to change him and teach him what he wants. But is it gonna work? If you really tried it, did it work? I'm sure it didn't work. That's where we ended up in such a situation. Why? Because things didn't work. Men do not like to change them. Never try to change a man. A man never wanna be changed. You try to change yourself. You focus on changing yourself. One of my videos actually mentioned mentioned one thing that's very important in a relationship. What is important, most important thing in a relationship is to focus on how it's your business. It's none of his business. It's none of your business of how he treats you. It's your business how you treat him. And then it's his business how he treats you, not the other way around. Don't focus on how he treats you, and don't focus on how you treat him. How you treat him is gonna be, yes, I understand some women are like, yeah, but I did all my best. I tried doing all the good things. I tried being nice. I sucked up on all the shit that he gave me and all that, but he never changed. Usually we try to shift the blame, thinking actually it's the other person's blame. It's the other person's fault. But actually, did you ever turn your eyes into yourself and wonder, maybe there could be something wrong with me? Is there something wrong with me? If there's something wrong with me, maybe I'm the one who needs to change. Most men never actually talk. They don't talk. They never talk. One of my videos that I uploaded talk about how a man is different from a woman. When a man is disturbed, he enters his cage and shuts up and be quiet in there with his toys, his soccer ball, his remote, his women, his alcohol, his smoking, his all that, his sports car and all that, his cricket and all that are his toys that he enters his cage with and stuffs himself in that cage. Men never talk about these things. So then my advice about that was to be a friend, be the best friend to your man, be his best friend. The more you're his best friend, the man will open up and he'll tell you actually what disturbs him and how he would want things to be, and that will actually take off some weight off your shoulder. So men don't want to be changed. Men don't want to be changed. You focus on how you treat him, then in turn he will actually see how you treat and he will give it in turn. So men, don't try to change him. Well, okay, let's say you want him to stop drinking alcohol, right? He stops drinking alcohol, and that's where exactly he met you. That's where you guys met. You met in a club, you met at a party, you met on the street, on clubbing streets and all that kind of stuff. Now all of a sudden your insecurities kick in, and because it's the same place that you met with you, then you tend to actually assume that if he goes back to those places, he's gonna grab some other women the same way he approached you, the same way he's gonna approach the other women, which is wrong. Not in most cases, it's not right. The fact that he chose actually to settle down with you, it simply means that if you play it right, the reason why he keeps going and going back to fish, to do the fishing, is because he doesn't feel stable. Remember, we mentioned in our previous video about let him go and let him break up with his previous relationships. It's because he doesn't feel stable. A man usually first waits to see if this new relationship is stable. Is it stable enough? Is it secured? Is this woman comfortable to be with? Is there no stress here? Is there no insecurities here? Will I be in peace here? That's what men look for. Am I going to have peace here? Is it fine to settle down and have children with this woman? I'm not going to regret in future. Then if he doesn't see that in you, then he goes back to do some fishing. So at the same time, like I explained in that video, is a man needs time to actually break away. If he sees that a man keeps his options open, so he keeps weighing. If he sees like there's nothing here, it's not yet, then he keeps his options open on the other side to make sure that he doesn't lose. You understand? If he loses you, then there's still more options out there where he can still go back and pick. So be stable and show stability. Show stability, show serious, show that you're serious, Show that in a positive manner, not in a nagging way. Yeah, I want to start I want us to start a relationship. I want to settle down. I want to have kids. I want to get married. That's not the stability I want you to show him. No, don't show him. Don't push the issue. Don't be so clingy and pushy. Men get scared when you talk about such future stuff. They don't want to hear future, right? So just keep that to yourself. The stability I'm talking about is show him that it's comfortable here. If there's comfort, it's gonna be alright. Everything is alright. With me, you're never gonna suffer. You're not gonna stress. You're not gonna struggle. All those women, you're not gonna struggle. You've found the best that you want. Men usually love. Men want to settle down. Men love to settle down. They don't like jumping from one woman to another. But the only issue here is he doesn't want to make the wrong choices and end up with a woman who's going to put him in a wheelchair. So show him that there's comfort, there's stability. At the same time, don't show him the future. Don't show him we want to have 10 kids and all that kind of stuff. That chases him away. Don't tell him you want to get married and don't talk about. It's too soon to talk about that. So let it come out of him. Don't present it, because it will chase him away. So what you do is do things that show that actually there is stability here. But don't shout too much. Don't shout too much. Fill that mouth with water. Whenever he comes back home, fill that mouth with water and don't swallow it. Keep it in there. By that way, you will not have any chance to shout. Secondly, don't be clingy. Do not be clingy. Don't cling. Don't be clingy. Give him space. One of my videos I mentioned it. Give him space. Okay. The next one. There's a lot of them that actually will show him stability in this relationship. That way, he will not actually go and still go fishing outside. So stop changing him. Don't try to change a man. Don't change a man. Leave him the way he is, and then accept him the way he is. From day one, you were desperately looking for a man. Now you've got him. Now you start now picking out what you don't want and what you don't. No. A man feels judged. Accept the man the way he is. If you don't like him, don't go with him. Don't go out with him. So if you love him, accept him the way he is, and your love will actually move him to actually do things that you like and stop doing things you don't like. So do not change a man. Let him be who he is and love him the way he is. And with time, as he grows, he will definitely change for you. Thank you so much for watching and listening. Stay tuned to our videos, and don't forget to subscribe at the bottom there to stay tuned to all. Send in your comments, send in your questions. I'm always available to answer each and every question, the relationship related, and all that kind of stuff. Straight to the point. There is a red button there. Hit the red button there, the subscribe button. Hit the like button if you like this video, and then go ahead and hit the bell button to receive a notification of everything that I send and everything that I post on YouTube. So do not forget to send in your comment if you want to share ideas and share and hear what we have to say about your idea, and send in everything that you want. Send in all your feedback. Send in everything, all the rubbish, everything that you need to send a comment. Send a comment in that box at the bottom there. Thank you so much for listening. Israel once again from Angels Cosmetics, hoping that you stay tuned to our beauty tips today. Hi, Israel once again from Angels Cosmetics, hoping you stay tuned to our beauty tips today. Our next tip about how to keep a man happy is the sex game. How does the sex game have to do with keeping a man happy? That's good question. Yes, how do you play your game? How do you play your sex game? How do you play it in the bedroom? How do you play it in the kitchen, on the balcony, in the lounge, on the dining, on the desk table, in the office? And how do you play your game? By the way, let us begin by asking ourselves this question: how does sex play a role in a relationship? If you want to keep your man, how are you playing your sex game? How is it? How do you play your game? Is the women out there playing it better than you are? Are you spicy? Are you kinky? How are you playing how do you up your game? Well, most men, actually, let me tell you, most women don't love sex. Most women get bored. That is why a woman needs to be now. If there's any man listening to me out there, women don't like to jump on them like chicken. When a romantic man starts his romance 2 days before sex. 2 days ago, 2 days before. Sex should start 2 days before. Bring flowers, make another, be romantic, take her out on Saturday, knowing that on Monday you're gonna have to get it on. So take her out to do things, buy her flowers, talk to her for hours, send text messages, love quotes and all that kind of stuff. Do things to remind her where you started with your relationship, where you met, how you met, with who you were, the funny stuff, the funny things you liked about her, the good things, how she looked. Start 2 days. Try and find out how French men do it. French men are the most romantic. Some say it's the Spanish men, but according to my research, French men are always more romantic than any other men. They're very, 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 very romantic. So try and research and see how romantic. My channel is not about romance, so I'll send you to go do your research about romance. My topic right now is how to keep a man happy. That's one of the tips that we have on the list. After all the other tips that I've been giving in my previous videos, go to the playlist on YouTube and you'll go through all the videos. So right now we're talking about tips on how to keep a man happy, how to keep him from being taken by other women, how to keep him from the baby mama. They can stay in contact as far as the child is concerned, but she has to move on. She has to move on and leave leave baby daddy to you. Baby daddy belongs to you now. So how do we keep him here? How do we keep him? Then he doesn't have to go back and look for sex from baby mama. Is your sex hot? Up your game. Come up with things. Ask him what he wants. Ask him what he loves to do. Men love sex. Men love sex. Men love two things: sex and food. Satisfy him whenever he wants it. Give it to him. He wants it on the balcony, make sure you deliver. He wants it in the shower, make sure you deliver. He wants it on top of the desk, on top of the dining table. My friend, you have to fulfill those duties. A man cannot live without sex. Let me tell you one thing about men and sex. Sex is like a daily diet to men. Unless if he reaches the age of 38, then the testosterone starts dropping down and the sex drive starts getting low. That's one of my videos actually that talk about male pattern baldness. There's testosterone there. Just how testosterone go low and the diet of testosterone to be high and to maintain all the sex drive of men. So you can go there if you want to find tips for your man, for your husband, for your boyfriend, for your Ben 10, for whatever. So anyways, a man can't survive without sex and food. Those are two things. A man, I advise you to actually, when you're in a relationship with your man, you will always know his cycle. You will know his routine. How many times? Some men have sex 3 times a week. Some have it twice a day. Some have it once a month. Some have it every day. Some have it twice a week. Some have it every Friday. So you have to learn the routines, sex routines of your man. Learn him. Know him. That by knowing him, you'll actually even know when he cheated on you. You will know if he has someone out there. You will know, okay, today, this is Wednesday. Usually Wednesdays he comes back horny and he comes back burning. Why today he's so chilled and he doesn't even want to look at me? Definitely he did have it somewhere. So you will always know. You'll always know. If you actually study your man's routine, you will know when he wants it and when when he doesn't want it, when you don't touch him, when you actually don't even have to chase for him, he's gonna come and grab you, when to get ready for him, when to go dress up spicy for him, when to actually cook the best, when to cook arousing foods. When you cooking, remember one of my video, the tip about food, men love food. In order to keep a man, you need to feed him. I mentioned foods that actually arouse. I mentioned tips on how to cook arousing foods. So if you want that, go to the playlist. You'll find out how one of the tips how to keep a man cooking food he loves to eat. So, but make food, prepare. If you know, like today, this is Tuesday, he loves his sex on Tuesday at around 9 o'clock, before he watches soccer or before he watches wrestling, he wants to get it on. Prepare the meal of that night should be a meal that arouses. There should be a dessert after the meal. The dessert should be chocolate. You know chocolate is good at arousing. Dessert should be chocolate. The smoothie you should throw raisins in it. The welcoming smoothie. The smoothie that welcomes him from work or from having a long day. Give him a smoothie that has got raisins in it. Raisins are very good at arousing. Raisins and raisins and watermelon. Watermelon is a very good Viagra. So mix a smoothie that welcomes him. You know today he's gonna get it on. Smoothie. Now the meal that comes, make sure you've got a chicken breast. Don't give him chicken wings and drumsticks. A real man has to have protein. Prepare. Find recipes of chicken fillet that is filled with protein. Those are testosterone meals, right? Those are sexual arousing diet. Give him a good, and then after that hot meal, punch him with a dessert, with a chocolate all over it, and get spicy. By the time he's aroused already, then he's gonna kick you like no one's business. So that's the kind of man you want in your relationship. My point is, learn your man, know him, know his routine, know when he wants sex and know when no. Okay, say for instance you're not in the mood. My dear, if you want a man to stick around, make sure you're in a mood whenever he wants sex. Make sure you get on a diet that doesn't clog you and doesn't put you off. And eat foods. It all begins with a diet. Stay away from foods that will make you fatigued and will make you weak and will make you bloated and will make you constipated and will make you. Stay away from those foods if you really want to have a healthy relationship. Because most of the things that chase away women is when it touches you, you don't feel like, and I don't blame you, because most of the times you're bloated. You just came out of your periods and how do you call them, the crunches, you call them crunches, whatever you call them, those thing is in your stomach, the cramps, yeah, you're having cramps and all that kind of stuff. Then the man, what should he do? What is he supposed to do? And put yourself in his shoes at the moment. He wants it. It says he wants it. The sperm is just desperate to come out. A man's sperm, let me tell you one thing. A man's sperm, no one is listening, right? A man's sperm is like a baby. Is when a woman is about to deliver. A woman is about to deliver the baby. When the cramps are, when the baby has to come out. That's how men deliver their sperm. When sperm has to come out, my dear, you cannot hold it. You can't stop it. There's nothing. That's how a baby comes out of a man. Desperately, the baby, that sperm has to come out. Now, can you relate to what a man goes through when he really desperately needs to have sex? That is why a man will always cheat, and the woman cries and how could you do this to me? How could you do? And he'll say, it meant nothing to me. It didn't mean anything to me. Seriously, it meant nothing. But because sex means a lot to women, and they usually get attached whenever they have sex, they tend to think the same happens to the man. A man can sleep with anything. As long as he covers its face, he will cover its face and uses the legs that he's looking for. When he's done, he'll feel like, wow, yeah, can you please don't contact me again, right? Yeah, let's just skip. It's over. It's a one-time thing and it's over. That's a man. He's desperately wanted to take it out of his system. And now that he's done, that is where most women feel abused. Most women feel abused, used and abused, but because they got carried away, yet the man just wanted a hit and run. He was just desperate to take it out. So don't push your man away. Don't push your man away. Try hard and find ways to be in the mood, in the sex mood, whenever. Learn to know each other. By the way, if you're not in the mood and you don't feel like getting on, he should be able to understand and know that he should know your days. He should know, like, okay, now she's in her periods, I don't touch her. I will not touch her. So by knowing each other, you will actually find ways to meet each other halfway. So he'll be like, okay, honey, let me distract myself with the TV. Let me distract myself with let me go run and sweat it out until tomorrow. So when you actually have communication, you'll get actually to work it out together. That's what relationship is about. Communicating. Communicate to the guy, honey, today I really feel like my cramps are, I really don't feel like, oh, okay, honey, I understand. Let me distract myself. Let me get a glass of wine. Let me distract myself. Let me watch soccer. Let me play PlayStation. Let me hang out with boys. Such stuff. And then by that, he actually gets to wait on you until you're actually in the mood. Thank you so much for listening. Stay tuned for our next videos. For our tips, we're left with two tips to finalize the topic, how to keep a man happy. Thank you so much. Don't forget to subscribe on my YouTube at the bottom there to stay in touch, stay updated with all the updates that I put up. It's the right place for you. This channel has got everything that you need. This channel has got everything that you've been looking for in life. This channel has got all that you need how to teach you how to go run your life and how to go about your daily living every day, and how to go through life in an easy way, in a very adventurous way, and in a very loving way, and in a very encouraging way, and in a very inspiring way regarding other people. So this channel is for you. This channel is for you. Don't go anywhere. Don't change the channel. Sit still. Go through all the videos and try and get your life better. Teach yourself how to do things. Teach yourself how to go through life. Teach yourself how to encourage others, and teach yourself how to be a useful person in this life that you're given by the Almighty. Thank you. You don't have to be involved and be there 24/7. Let him breathe. On the streets you're walking, you're busy holding him so tight. Trying to mark your territories, show women that he's already taken his mind. A man needs to breathe. A man needs to breathe. Give him space. Let him do things that he loves. Okay, you're saying I'm being biased, right? You're thinking now I'm favoring more men than you ladies. But then let's look at all the reasons why actually this man divorced you and left you. Right now you're busy crying. You're busy sulking up and all that kind of stuff. Why? We need to look at all these things. Let's look at what you did. Let's not look at what he did. I know there's a lot of crap that he actually caught up on, But why was he? Let's look at the reason why he caught up. He caught up on all that kind of crap. Why? I mean, in most cases, you'll find that he actually had reasons about you. That my woman doesn't do this, my woman doesn't even listen to me, my woman doesn't even respect me, my woman she won't even cook for me, she won't even prepare. Okay, I know maybe you're a modern woman, you're not a cook, you're not a kitchen type, but then it goes back to our previous video, communication, our sex game tip. Communication is very important. You'll find a man is quick to adjust. A man is just like a child. If you can actually move him into agreeing with what you like, a man, you can easily reprogram a man. Very easy. You can reprogram, but a man doesn't like to be pushed into doing something forcefully. A man doesn't like to be forced. So there's many gentle ways that you can actually reprogram a man into that way of thinking. I've got many videos that actually show how a man thinks and how to program a man, how a woman can actually reprogram a man into thinking the way she wants him, brainwashing him. Those are other videos. Go scratch in on the channel, you'll come across those videos. But at the moment, give him space. Make him nicely and gently agree with what you want. Men are so submissive. Men are very submissive. That's why if you look in in the good book, one of the chapters, he told the man, God, the Creator, told the man to love. He told him, men, love your wives, love your women, love your women as Christ loved you. So then he turned, I'm giving you my own, but I'm not enforcing the good book on you. So that's one of my references. So do not think I'm busy preaching right now. I'm not. Yeah. So he told the women to be submissive to their men. Why? Because the Creator, your Creator, knew how he designed every species. He knew how he designed men, and he knew how he designed women. So he knew very well that a man is capable of being submissive. So he doesn't have to tell him to be submissive. He is submissive. He is submissive, but he has a problem with loving. Because a man basically easily likes. He will like you, he will like a woman. He will like you, she's good in bed. Wow, she's dressed up so nice. Wow, she's really good to hang out with. Wow, she's really good to be with. She's really good. Wow, she's so comfortable. A man likes. It's hard for a man to love. Now, on the other hand of the woman, it's difficult to be submissive. But a woman falls in love easily. A woman quickly falls in love. A woman loves just like this. I don't know. I really don't know what. I don't know what's about this guy, but I really love this. I've fallen in love. The first time I saw him, and women fall in love, but they're not submissive. That's why the Creator told them, women, submit to your husbands. Why? Because it's tough that's why you find a woman will ask a man, right? Now I'm trying to show you how men are submissive. A woman will ask a man, honey, I feel like going out. Where do you think? She's busy Googling and scrolling. Where do you think we should go? What restaurant do you think? Honey, any restaurant you choose. It's fine with me. Are you sure? Maybe what do you think I should? What are you gonna wear when we go? Honey, anything you choose, I'll wear it. Men are submissive. But now comes to women. Women are not submissive. You'll have to go an extra. You'll have to get the Queen of England to come to your house to make a woman submissive. Why? Because it's not in their nature. It's not, but they love. But it's not, a woman might not like you. A woman will not like everything that you do. Will not like the way you look, the way your mouth stinks, a woman will not like everything on you. But she'll say, I don't know, but I just love him. I love him. A woman loves, a man submits. So you have to go about this you don't push a man into submitting, into listening to you. So that's why give him space. We're still talking about giving space. Give him space. Let him do things. Let him breathe. Let him go freshen up. Let him go think. Let him go. It doesn't mean when he's not here, he's probably busy with other women. No. Not always men are busy out there. But now when you start assuming and you start now panicking and you start now throwing stones at him, where you start looking for fire where there is no smoke, then that kind of vibe pushes him to actually go out there, and he says, what the heck? Let me check. She never trusts me. She always thinks I'm with women, so I might as well go do what she say. For instance, you kind of like insecure. That friend of yours could be the one, that secretary could be the one who's spending time with him. Then the next thing you're like, is it that secretary? Is she the one? Then now you're trying to direct him into the right direction where to go. You're mentioning places, hints. You're actually pushing him into that direction. He didn't even see the secretary that way. He didn't see the secretary in that manner. But now, because you're pushing him, your insecurities actually push him to start seeing that secretary in a different way. So do you see now? You're the cause of all this. Why? Because of your insecurities and you're pushing, you will not let a man breathe. Let the man breathe. Let him have space. Let him go out and spend time with his family. Let him go. Let him do his own thing. Okay? Stay. Don't send him messages and phone calls and where are you? What are you doing? Where were you? Why didn't phone? Spend a whole day. Spend hours without even phoning him. Spend time. Let me tell you one tip, right? On top of this tip, men when you give a man space and you don't even badge him, you don't even call him, you don't even nag him. He comes home, you don't even ask where he was, why he came home late. You don't even ask any questions. A man will always panic. He will start shouting at everyone outside, because now he's curious. What makes you so comfortable? What makes you so relaxed? Are you seeing someone else? Are you up to something? Why am I doing all this that I do? But then she doesn't even shout. She doesn't even panic. This woman might be up to something. Then that is when actually he starts now focusing on you. That's now he starts dropping everything on the outside. That's when you have him chasing after you and keep watching you like a hawk. So, but why? Because you gave him space. Men are afraid when women give them space. When a woman gives him space, then he starts panicking, thinking there's something going. Am I losing her? I must be losing. But the more you panic, the more you're clingy, the more you're insecure, that's when he knows he has you where he wants you. Then he knows whatever that he's gonna go do out there, he has you already. That one is mine. She's mine already. I have her where I want her. And then that's where now abuse starts. That's when he's going to start doing whatever he does without caring, without even worried, without even caring about why. Because he knows you're insecure and you will do anything. You will even kill yourself to have him. So then he knows he has you. He has you. So insecurity is always insecurities are a demonstration of fear. So keep him space, let him do what he wants, and then he will always come around, and with time, by the time you know it, he'll actually be eating right from your palm like this. Isn't that what you want? Yes, you want him to eat straight from your palm. So this is a full-time ministry, my friend. This is a full-time job. You want to keep your man, this is a full-time ministry. You have to go an extra mile to make sure that you have him around. So give him space. Thank you so much for listening. I hope you subscribe at the bottom there to this channel, making sure that you're updated 24/7. I usually upload a video on a daily basis around about 12, between 11:30 and 1:30. Those are the times that I usually upload. So stay to subscribe and you will receive a notification that I have uploaded a video. Thank you so much for watching. Stay tuned. Hoping you stay tuned for our Beauty Tips Israel once again. Bye bye.
Start speaking from the heart, that's word to God. In this crazy world we live in, the word is wrong. In some instances the words my word are not found. Totally tires us, visible in the way we talk. Troublesome, terrible, terrifying, terrorism. Will there ever be peace? Acceptance is resorting to religion. More than a cause, prophecy, divine in the vision. This is divinity, infinity within radius of vision. Accept it, didn't expect it, neither did I. Looking out at